Okay, today we have Lola Weinerman and Maddie Wiedenfeld. Lola, just talk a little bit about getting it done in 4 rather than 5 against these guys.
I think it's always a goal to try and get the set done in 3, but they're a very good team, and I think our mentality was just to focus on our side of the court. And, the set that we lost, I think it just came down to serve and pass and what we were doing, and I think that last set we really focused on ourselves. So.
And Maddie, early in the match, they were trying to take away the middles, but what were you finding as the match went on, as getting a chance and getting more open looks to attack the ball and get kills?
Yeah, I think that Jerks did a really good job at finding one-on-one situations, and so I think when they were trying to focus on the middles, the Pins had a lot of good looks there, and then when the Pins were scoring, they obviously had to focus a little bit more there, so then it opened up the middles. So I think Jerks did a really awesome job at trying to find those one-on-ones, and that just really helped us.
And Lola, talk a little bit about the schedule. The second half of the schedule, obviously, there's more practice time, more rest time, more recovery time. How does that feel as you come in? Last week you only played 1 match. I mean, how does that feel, or how do you feel coming into a match like this where you've had some time to prepare?
Yeah, I think the second half of the season is always more of a grind, and having more of that break is a lot easier on our bodies, but I think it also makes us be a lot more determined with the smaller amount of practice times to go after a little bit more and not take anything for granted. And I think it just helps us prepare more for the games that are upcoming. So.
And Maddie, what does a win like this kind of keep pace in the top half of the conference, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the win tonight sets us up for the rest of the weekend, and obviously our next goal is to go 1-0 and kind of avenge that loss from the beginning of the season. But I think that tonight gave us a lot of confidence that we can use on Saturday.
All right, Coach, go ahead and give us an opening statement.
First of all, being able to win in 4 against Kansas City is something we haven't done in a while. So I think that was good for our team to be able to see that we could put a team like that away in obviously shorter sets. The good thing is, we've always expected really good matches with Kansas City. Things have been tight. Both teams have played at a really high level, so we kind of expected a high-level volleyball match going into tonight. And I just felt like we looked a little bit calmer in some of those situations where they started to make a run. Even in set 2, I honestly felt like we almost pulled it out there at the end, and that took a lot of grit. It took a lot of just intent with playing defense at a high level, serving at a high level, and then transition killing at a higher level. And we had an opportunity, we just couldn't quite capitalize on it. So I think it was a high-level volleyball match again. For us, I felt like defensively we got better as the match went on, both backcourt and at the net. And then offensively, every game that we won, we hit over 300, which was it's a hard thing to do against a team like Kansas City. They play good defense. Their middles take away some space on the block. So I was really happy to see that as well.
We talk a lot about serve and pass, and obviously today was no different. Was there an added or emphasis, or maybe just a point in serving, trying to get Melanie out of the offensive attack as much as possible?
Yeah, obviously that's always the goal. I felt like they passed very well tonight, and we had a hard time getting them out of system, especially in those first couple sets, and it makes it hard. That's when their number 3, Arnold, got involved and hit for some, I would say, a pretty high percentage there in those couple sets. The third and the fourth, you started to see that I think their service break down just a little bit. We were able to get it on the people that we wanted to, change up the depths a little bit, and I think that affected them a little bit more. But it definitely makes it easier defensively when we know we're only defending maybe 1 or 2 attackers rather than all 3. So, I don't think there was necessarily an added emphasis. I just think we stayed patient. Sometimes teams can start really strong in that category, but we've always felt that if we kind of stay the course and stay consistent with it and patient with it, that eventually teams can break down. Okay, and I think we've seen that with our team a decent amount. So I was happy to see that. I think we struggled a little bit with passing more than I would have anticipated. They're a good serving team, but I just think we got a little anxious on that first contact. So something that I would say we're probably normally a little bit cleaner on, and something that we're going to obviously work on cleaning up going into Saturday.
You talk about staying the course early in the match. They were kind of keying on the middles, obviously on Maddie and Madison, and Maddie was finding success coming outside a little bit. and obviously had double-figure kills. Just talk about just the balance there, and obviously trying to get back into having the middles also later in the match to attack.
I've said it all year, and I will continue to say it, is our team has the ability to be very balanced. Our team has the ability to score points from every area, and every person can kind of go off in different ways, and I think you saw that tonight. Early on, we were more outside heavy because our middles weren't, we weren't passing extremely well, so I don't think we had the opportunity to get them involved as much. Made some errors with our middles in that the second set, but then things started to open back up, and then really that fourth set, I think they kind of took over. Weeds did a good job of getting behind the setter a couple times and staying disciplined with her attacking there, and then both Weeds and Harms in middle of the court were able to stay high into space. I mean, we're physical, we're long, and sometimes it's just that it's reminding them to use their length. You know, Madison Harms got blocked once or twice. I don't remember which set exactly it was. I think it was in the third set. I talked to her about the fact that she can hit over them, and she did that, you know, in that fourth set, and that was really good to see, and it's a really good change for us to make. So I think they keyed in on our outsides. Middles kind of struggled getting involved. We went to Amy a little bit, got her involved, and then that opened up the middles a little bit more, especially in transition. So I think that's the great thing about this team is you can't defend just one or two people. You've got to be able to defend, you know, across the net, and I think we took advantage of that tonight.
And talk a little about, I know the 1-0 mentality, but to get this first one on this key home weekend here.
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, every match is important, but I think people feel the sense of urgency a little bit in that second half of conference, just because we have gone through everybody now, been able to take some on the road. Obviously, had some really good key wins in the first half. But being at this point, I think we feel a little bit more comfortable with what we're going to see from people. We feel a little bit more comfortable with just what that battle is going to look like. I think we did a good job of staying aggressive through that today. Going 1-0, obviously, opening the weekend is huge. I think it's going to help our confidence. I think it's going to make us feel pretty good going into Saturday. But we know Oral Roberts is a good team. They play the game at a high level, and you know, coming into our home floor, I'm glad we're at home this time around. But that was obviously one of those losses early on that we would have liked to have back. But at the same time, that loss kind of jump-started our progress a little bit. I think it really showed us that we had some things we had to improve on fast. And in some ways, that loss was really key for us too, to be able to make some of those changes early on. So looking forward to another good match on Saturday. Coyote Nation obviously showed up again tonight. Our Coyote Crazies were loud, and they were a key contributor. I mean, anytime they can create that much noise and that much energy, it's a positive thing. And excited to be back home on Saturday. I believe it's the Halloween game, so that's always been one that's been a lot of fun for us. And hopefully our fans can come out again and cheer us on.